Hello, I'm Das Sauerkraut, the creator of the Terraheim mod for Valheim, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a brief overview as to what the mod is and what it entails. So, starting off, Terraheim is comprised of two major parts. The first is a pretty extensive weapon expansion that adds over 39 new weapons and tools, some of which fill the gaps in the base game's roster. So, for example, Terraheim adds in the Silver Battle Axe and the Black Metal Spear, both of which are missing from the original game. There are also new weapon types in the form of throwing axes, which are a way for more melee-focused characters to deal damage at range, as well as greatswords, which are a two-handed weapon that sort of fall in between at-gears and battle axes in terms of both damage and maneuverability. Furthermore, there's an entire new tier of weapons with the flame metal weapons. These weapons provide unique and powerful effects. For example, Riddle, a battle axe, allows you to fire a short burst of fireballs whenever you use its secondary attack. And Rongamiant, which is a spear, allows you to teleport to whatever location it strikes whenever you throw it. So the second half of Terraheim is an armor overhaul. When I first played through Valheim, I was a little disappointed in how whenever you would progress through the material tiers, say moving from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age, all of your old kit would become useless and you just wouldn't wear it anymore, and it would just steadily fill up a box somewhere because it was too much work to go and find some place to dump it. So when I started making Terraheim, I really set out to change that. And one of the first major changes that Terraheim does to the armor sets is it groups all of the game's armor sets into three classes. These classes are more rough guidelines, kind of telling you what the armor set does, rather than any hard specific thing. You're still free to mix and match armor pieces between classes. But the first class is the Bowman class. These armor sets are very focused around range damage, as well as daggers and spears, and are a bit more stealth focused compared to the other classes. The second class is the Berserker class. This class focuses more on offense as opposed to anything else. You get a lot of damage buffs here, but you don't get a lot of defensive options. Lastly, there's the Shield Brothers class. The Shield Brother class is sort of a tank. Very, very durable class with all sorts of benefits to keeping yourself alive and shield usage. The next change is each armor piece has been given a special effect. So for example, the Iron Helmet, when you're wearing it, will now give you a two-handed weapon damage bonus. And the leather pants will allow you to heal some of the damage you deal with a melee weapon whenever you hit an enemy with it. And all of the armor sets have been given this treatment. Furthermore, each armor set has been given a unique and powerful set effect, similar to how the Troll Leather set worked in the base game. So whenever you're wearing three pieces of a set, you'll get a pretty powerful effect. So, for example, the Iron set bonus is Wolf Tears, which allows you to gain which is a steadily increasing damage buff as you lose health. Furthermore, another example would be the Silver set, which has the Weird Wolf set effect, which allows you to perform an AoE attack after you hit an enemy a certain number of times. The final major change done to the armor is each armor set can now be reforged, which essentially allows you to upgrade a certain armor to use the next level of materials. So you could reinforce the iron set with silver and it would have enough damage to really carry you through the mountains. And this means that you can take the starting set, the leather set, and use it all the way to the final boss of the game, and it will still work just fine. And you can reforge weapons at the new Armorer's Bench, which is a workbench that I added that focuses all of the armor crafting into one specific location. So at the Armorer's Bench, you'll reforge your armor sets, you'll craft your armor, you'll craft your capes, you'll upgrade them. Pretty much anything you could ever want to do to armor, you do there. In addition to the more major changes, all of the capes in Valheim have received a bit of a makeover as well. Starting off, each of the capes have received a unique effect in a similar manner to the armor pieces. So for example, the Troll Leather Cape will now provide a 25% increase to your backstab damage, whereas, say, the Lox Cape will mean that your food degrades half as much. This effectively means your food will last twice as long. And then, in addition, capes can be reforged as well, allowing you to upgrade capes to have frost resistance and later on fire resistance as you progress through the game. Lastly, a series of utility belts have been added, essentially providing some competition to the woefully underused utility slot in the base game. These belts provide anything from increased damage versus trees to more items whenever you harvest plants, and there are all sorts of unique and interesting effects, not particularly related to combat, but still quite nice. In addition to all of that, Terraheim is highly customizable, as the effectiveness, material costs, and almost every armor stat can be tweaked in the balance.json file provided. Weapons similarly can be adjusted and disabled in the weapon balance.json file. You can even disable the flame metal weapon special effects if they're not to your liking. You can even change what armor set has what effects. So say you don't like the fact that the silver set has Weird Arrow, you can swap it out for Wolf Tears from the Iron set. Lastly, Terraheim integrates several popular armor mods, like the Barbarian armor set by Golden Jude, or the Chaos armor set by Reaper. These sets have been automatically tailored to fit into the Terraheim progression and provide unique and sort of special effects that are a little bit outside what you'd normally see in the base game. Well, that about sums up this overview of Terraheim. Thanks for your time. I hope you found it informative at least. Soon to come, I'll put out a video that goes into probably too much detail about the individual armor sets and weapons in sort of a rant-based fashion. In any case, see y'all.